I think university is a time where you find yourself. This is a time where I've truly learnt my potential and what I'm capable of.
We had 24 students from the University of Newcastle come along to Borneo. We spent 3 days in the Borneo jungle and we looked at orangutans in their habitat. It was amazing.
The skills that I've gained over those years and even watched and reflected on how much I've learnt, it amazes me.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate. My dad always said to me, he said, only brain can make a man. That means only knowledge can make a man. And I always had, the voice of my dad in the back of my head, saying that I could do it. Graduation was a major achievement in my life.
I started the university as an able-bodied kid, and then I had an accident after my second year. So that dream as a young kid from a disadvantaged background of throwing that cap and gown into it almost puts a tear in my eye of having that sense of achievement.
I was doing some volunteer work. One of the volunteer boss said to me that if you really like helping people, why don't you become a nurse? I want graduates to be bold, be courageous, and be your best.
I think it is very important to focus on your purpose because there will be a lot of issues, a lot of challenges facing ahead, and being able to overcome each time, I think it's what's important.
It's a wonderful feeling to be an alumni. You have this connection with other alumni, other students who have graduated.
Not just national, but also it's global scale.
Having a community behind you is probably the greatest thing you can have, apart from your family and friends, because really it's just a bigger version of them.
A family that is now around the world.
We've all come together as one, and we're all going to be lifelong friends.
I just enjoy the moment.
Words can't describe it.
It lasts a few seconds, but you really will remember it forever.
The world is your oyster. You really don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. You don't know what it's going to be the next day, but take every single opportunity that comes your way.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates.
Welcome to our global alumni community.
Welcome, graduates and guests, to this special occasion. To comply with safety regulations, I'd like to point out the emergency exits in the venue. Please note your nearest green emergency exit sign to locate your closest exit. As a courtesy to everyone in the room, we ask that you switch your mobile to silent. We acknowledge this is a long-awaited occasion. COVID-19 has likely further extended your wait. The situation has also required us to make modifications to the ceremony. Graduates, under this different ceremony format, we ask that you rise from your seat when your name is called and remain standing in front of your chair facing forward while your qualification title is announced. You may remove your mask while you stand. You will then acknowledge your achievement by doffing. That is, tipping your cap towards the presiding officer. You can then retake your seat as the audience applauds. Your guests should remain seated. At the conclusion of today's ceremony, we will instruct each graduate and your guests when it's time to leave your seats. You will be exiting in turn using the front and rear doors, and a photograph will be taken of you and your guests. An electronic copy of this photograph will be available to all graduates to access and to share. Graduates, in May, you will receive an invitation to complete the graduation outcome survey. This gathers feedback on your higher education experience to improve the experience of future students. We strive to provide the best university experience possible for all of our students, but this can't be achieved without your valuable feedback. We would appreciate you watching for an email to your university account so that you can assist us with this. Some of the terminology in today's ceremony may be unfamiliar to you. To assist in your appreciation of this ceremony, we have provided a history of graduation and an explanation of terms in the graduation booklet. The academic procession will enter the venue in a few moments. When the procession enters, could you please rise and remain standing for the singing of the Australian National Anthem? Thank you.
beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this very special graduation ceremony. On behalf of the University of Newcastle, I respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians, the Darkinjung young people, on whose traditional land this campus is located, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and future. As presiding officer of this ceremony and a graduate of some years ago, I am honoured to be able to celebrate this major milestone in your academic journey. Each of our university graduates is unique, and each year, through these ceremonies, we celebrate their success. This year's graduates are indeed an inspiration. Before me sits a group of people whose determination and resilience is remarkable by any measure. We all know that the past 2 years have been unprecedented. The pandemic has had a profound impact on every person in this room. And the crisis came right on the heels of major disasters of floods and fires, which had already taken a toll on many of our students. This ceremony acknowledges your drive and determination to succeed. Graduates, today you take with you a degree from one of the finest institutions in the world. Newcastle is acknowledged for delivering excellence in education to some 39,000 students. Our degree programs are designed to prepare you for life and work after you graduate and connect you with your industries and communities. Similarly, our research is focused on delivering impact and innovation with a steady focus on working with partners to support the development of our region. The university's focus on excellence in education and research sits hand in glove with a long-held commitment to equity. We offer the opportunity of education to students from all walks of life who have talent and determination. 1/4 of our students are from low socio-economic background, and we have the largest number of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students of any Australian university. We are proud of every student, and we are committed to providing the best learning environment and opportunities to help them realise their potential. Today's celebration of the completion of your studies marks another important milestone: your entry into the University of Newcastle Alumni Network, and you are in very good company. One example is Stuart Evans, who graduated with a Bachelor of Business and a Bachelor of Economics in 2008. Today, Stuart leads company Vivid Economics and influences global climate change policy. His work includes supporting the governments of New Zealand and the UK in adopting net zero emission targets, leading the development of the World Bank's Emission Trading System Handbook report, and leading a major policy review into the European Union's emissions trading system, and all before the age of 35. To address climate change, we will need to change our economy and our behaviours, and Stuart Evans is helping countries to shift to net zero emissions and develop roadmaps to reduce carbon pollution. Our alumni network is vast. Another alumna is Dr. Ricky Elliott. She completed a Bachelor of Psychology in 2005 and became a Doctor of Clinical Psychology in 2013. Dr. Elliott is a leader in antenatal and postnatal mental health, development trauma and addiction. She works tirelessly in health services and private practice to support the mental health needs of children, young people and families. She is the co-founder of the Hummingbird Centre, which is based here in the Hunter. They provide services to support people experiencing mental ill health and address issues like domestic violence and drug abuse. We know that the pandemic has precipitated a global mental health crisis. Dr. Elliott is gaining international recognition of her work in supporting other mental health professionals during this time, and her centre provides specialist training to fight the increasingly high rates of burnout amongst mental health clinicians. You are now united with achievers like Stuart Evans and Dr. Ricky Elliott and the people sitting around you as an alumnus of the university. Our network of passionate and talented alumni stretches across the world, comprising 161,000 members in 152 countries. The network and its chapters offer unique opportunities to connect professionally and socially with other alumni, and I encourage you to stay in touch. Today is the culmination of many years of hard work, and this ceremony is a symbol of all that you've experienced and achieved during your time here at the university. This includes an acknowledgement of the support of your family and friends who have been with you every step of your way on the journey to today. To family and friends, we sincerely thank you for the important role that you've played in reaching this important milestone. I now call upon the Acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mark Hoffman, to introduce today's occasional speaker.
Presiding Officer, it gives me great pleasure to invite Ms Lynn Bickerstaff to deliver today's occasional address. Ms Bickerstaff currently holds the role of District Director, Nursing and Midwifery, Health Service Functional Area Coordinator and Executive Lead COVID-19 Response for the Central Coast Local Health District. Ms Bickerstaff is a registered nurse with over 35 years of experience. This includes midwifery training in New South Wales and experience working across many clinical areas, including surgery, medical, critical care, subacute, aged care and community setting. During her career, she has actively been on a journey of ongoing learning, which includes active participation in research, and she holds a Master of Enterprise Executive from the University of Melbourne. As a senior health professional and organisational leader, Ms Bickerstaff's vision is to lead by example, build high-performing teams to influence and affect change whilst providing a high-quality health service that is equitable and available to the community we service. Over the last 20 years, Ms Bickerstaff has successfully worked in executive and senior health manager leadership roles in the acute, subacute, aged person, mental health, community and residential aged care settings across 3 states. In this time, she has consistently performed at a high standard, demonstrating excellent levels of achievement in leading strategically and operationally to effectively manage complex public and private healthcare services. This experience ranges from tertiary hospital services and regional-based services, managing budgets from $28 to $220 million, and with a workforce ranging from 50 to 2,400. Ms Bickerstaff's experience in these roles includes the development of strategy and operationalising services, including realignment within organisational structures to ensure program and organisational, fiscal and services objectives were met. Ms Bickerstaff is very proud of her achievements in developing and leading significant organisational improvement and major changes within her operational sites, programs and portfolios as part of senior leadership and management teams within the New South Wales and Victorian public health organisations. I am delighted that Ms Bickerstaff is able to join us on this very special occasion for our graduates from the College of Health, Medicine and Wellbeing. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Ms Bickerstaff to deliver the occasional address.
Good morning. I would also like to acknowledge the Darkinjung people who are the traditional custodians of this land. We acknowledge elders, both past, present and the youth who are our future leaders. All of us here today are committed to improving the health of our local and First Nations people, and particularly here on the Central Coast, we all work together. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the Council, staff of the University, families and friends of graduates, and most importantly, our graduates. Thank you for that very warm introduction. I struggled when I go to write your own bio, but at the end of it, I hope you see the purpose of my bio is to see around the pathways that you're about to embark on today. It's absolutely a privilege and an honour for me to be here today. When they contacted me and said, would I have time, always make time to talk to the future of our profession. And as I look around the room, I see proud mums. I see and feel an amazing energy and excitement. And as previous speaker, acknowledging a major but definitely not the last of your many, many career milestones. And I was sitting back and I said, I think I can also see some little thought bubbles floating through the room as my bio was being read out. And I saw one up the back saying, didn't think this day would come. Those days of tutorials, assignments, deadlines and study have all culminated today. A big sigh came with that thought bubble. There was one on this side in the middle. Hope my clinical placement have prepared me for the real world. I'm sure they have. And just down here, I think it might have been a boy with a thought bubble. I'm pretty sure it was a nurse. How long before I get my first paid holidays? And then down the front, I'm not going to point, but I saw a thought bubble. Has she really been a nurse for that long? Yes, I'm very proud to say I have been a nurse for that long. And as well as my nursing and career in the field of health, I'm also very proud to say to you that I've combined this with a marriage to my childhood sweetheart of over 40 years, a mother of 2 beautiful, amazing women, and yes, I have 3 beautiful, gorgeous grandsons. So in preparing for today, you think, what do they want to hear? What do they need to hear? What do I want to tell them? So I thought, well, I share my stories of the past. Everyone loves a good in the old days story. You do, don't you? Yeah. The only technology on the ward when I started, yes, I've been a nurse for that long, was the telephone. On the morning shift, get ready, the morning shift still starts at 7 a.m. on the wards. There's no first break until every bed was made, every patient washed, their teeth cleaned, and sitting up if they could, ready for the doctor's rounds. But the biggest career milestone you were looking for in those days was when you became the senior nurse so that you could go to morning tea first. But I'm sure you don't want to hear all the old days stories. So really, what are the practical tips or insights I can offer from my own career experience to the nurse or midwife, and I know there may be other health professionals, embarking on your career in 2022? When, as previously stated, you have just spent 2 years navigating your course and clinicals as Australia and the world faced a 1 in 100 year pandemic. Firstly, can I also acknowledge your personal tenacity? Can I thank you for sticking with it? As the history books are written on the time the pandemic came in 2020, you and your colleagues across New South Wales and Australia and the world will be the stars of that history, as you're now part of the future of our professional journey and stories. So I'm sure your journey and stories will definitely overshadow the ones in my day. They'll be up there with Florence Nightingale and so many other amazing nurses who have shaped our history to now. So, 100-year pandemic, I thought, what about 100 tips? And I thought, oh, they're not giving me that much time, so I won't give you 100. I'm going to give you what would be my top 10 tips. They're not theory, they're not based in theory, but they come from the heart and they come from my experience. And we often hear people, well, what is a nurse? And of course, you will hear and see a myriad of responses